Number one thing is when you're setting up your foot stretchers and your distance in the boat, right? You can move your foot stretchers back and forth in the boat, and there are two things you really are able to adjust: is the height of your oars and how far forward and back your foot stretchers are compared to your riggers, your oar locks, right? So I can't actually adjust these oar locks too much, but what I really want you to take away from this is when you are sitting at the finish, you should just be touching the middle of your ribs with your thumbs, right? So that's the easiest rule of thumb, right? So when you're getting in and out of boats, right, and you don't have time to like adjust everything for spend an hour, when you're switching boats, you just sit at the finish. If your thumbs are straight out and touching your ribs, then that's a good rule of thumb for what you want to do, because that gives you enough distance here, right, to pop your oars down and not hit your body, and it's not so far away that you're wasting distance that you could be using at the end of your stroke. So some of the most common things that your coach is going to tell you, if you are not familiar with these terms, is washing out at the finish. So that means that you're pulling down into your lap, right? And if you look at the oars, what's going to happen is you're going to bring up water and it's going to make a big splash. That's why it's called washing out. It's also called dumping. So a lot of people will pull really hard and then dump into their lap like this, right? So if your coach says you're dumping or you're washing out, it means you're going like that. If you come to the side for a second, what you want at the finish position, right, is you want your back to be nice and straight, not arched, not collapsed. You want to be in a nice strong position, and you want to just pop your blades out on the square. So if you look at the blade for a sec, right, you want it to be coming out on the square and then feathering, right? You do not want to feather your blades out, because again, you're going to push water up and out of the water, and what that's going to do is it's going to drive the bow of the boat down into the water. When you release the boat, when you release the boat from your drive, that's when you just put in all this effort, all this energy into the boat, and you want to release it so that it skims across the top of the water. If you pull the boat down, what you're doing is taking all that energy you just put in and you're driving the bow of the boat into the bottom of the lake. So instead of coming up and skimming, it's driving down every time. And you can watch that. If you see yourself on video, you'll see the bow ball going down at every finish. And that just means you're pushing all that water up. Opposite and equal reaction, you push water up, it's going to push the bow of the boat down. Okay? That can also happen in the middle of the stroke, Abby. So when you are rowing, I can't do this because I don't want to scrape my oars, and you lift up in the middle of the stroke, it feels like you are doing a lot of work, right? It feels like you're really putting a lot of energy into it. And you are, but what you're doing is you're lifting the boat out of the water, right? Opposite and equal reaction. If you are pushing the water down, that means you're pushing the boat up, right? So in the middle of the stroke, if you're going up, that means the boat is going down, right? If you're pushing the water down, that means the boat's going up. You get no speed from this direction. All the speed needs to be horizontal. So in the stroke, should be perfectly horizontal. The blades should be perfectly horizontal once they're in the water until the very finish, where, as I said before, you just pop them out on the square and then feather. So at the finish, you should always see your blades before you feather. If your blades are coming out at 45 degrees, you're wasting energy, right? So all the way to the finish, pop them out and then feather. What that allows you to do is have really low hands on the recovery. So they're way off. I'm exaggerating right now. You generally want them to be horizontal out of the water, but I'm exaggerating right now. Big circle at the finish, so that once you pass your knees, you can start rolling up, your oars start coming down, and your whole body is now opening up into the catch. And then you come horizontal, big circle, it's like a bicycle chain. Big circle, coming up, 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 little circle. Horizontal, big circle, up, 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 little circle. So at the catch, the most common things your coach will say to you is you're diving, your blades are way up in the air, right? Or you're feathering or you're squaring up too late, so you're stopping, you're pausing at the catch because you haven't squared up yet. So you have to stop there, square your blades up, then put them in. And if you do that, think about all your weight, boom, equal and opposite reaction. You just put 100 and some pounds, boom, into pushing the boat backwards. Boom, every stroke. So if you stop at the catch, you are literally kicking your boat backwards every stroke. So again, horizontal through here, low hands over your thighs, right? As soon as you hit your knees, you start squaring, squaring, squaring. Little circle, quick circle with the fingers, and then you're already in position to start your next stroke. Big circle, little circle. Okay? So those are the major things that your coach will probably tell you. Diving at the catch, pausing at the catch, right? What I will talk a lot about is opening your wings. So that involves keeping your chin horizontal. If you look at your shoes, your body will go to your shoes, right? If your chin is down, you will dive at the catch. Keep your chin horizontal and open your wings up. This is a strong position. This is not a strong position. If you're shooting your butt, what that means is you're getting up to the catch, pushing your legs, but the oars aren't going anywhere. That's really bad, and you will injure your back if you do this every stroke, right? Catch. Catch, right? That's shooting your butt. The other common thing at the catch is lifting up with your shoulders, right? What you really need to do is have these giant muscles here just act like a cable through your shoulders and your lats all the way out to the oars. You do not want to break that cable in any way with weird arms, weird shoulders. You're gonna get really tense and injure yourself. This is where your power comes from. You just want to cable through here. Cable, 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 and then accelerate through. If you lift up, right, again, it feels like you're doing a lot of work, but all you're doing is lifting the boat up instead of moving it forward. The last thing probably that you might get, your coach might say is, and this comes with a lot of sculling, right? You have to be connected. And what that means is you start your legs, because that's the heaviest part, and as your legs start going about halfway down, you start opening your back, and then you just keep accelerating. It's like a whip, right? So you start with a big fat part of the whip, and it's slow, and it goes faster and faster and faster, and then snaps. So what you want to do is kind of imagine that you have a big elastic band tied behind you, right? So you're accelerating, and then slow into the catch. So everything goes accelerate this way and decelerate this way. Accelerate this way, decelerate this way. So that's how you stay connected. It means connecting your legs, your back, and your arms into one smooth stroke. I think that's all I can think of for now.